Hi guys, welcome to Flash Fact. Today we're going to talk about levels and combat rating. Essentially, this universe is kind of like two games into one. Essentially, this universe is like two games into one in the sense that essentially you have the first part of the game where you start at level one and then you gain experience point, and the more experience point you gain, your character goes up in level. But then once you reach level 30, that is no longer the case. Once you reach level 30, you no longer gain experience point. What you need to do in order to progress once you reach level 30 is that you need to increase what is called your combat rating. Like you can see right now, my little friend Flash Fury here has a combat rating of 67. There's various combat ratings. There's the combat rating, generally speaking, of your character, and there's the equipped combat rating. The equipped combat rating, quite simply, is the gear that my character has equipped right now. So with the current gear that my character has on him right now, his equipped combat rating is 64. Why is there a difference between the combat rating and the equipped combat rating? It's because I could possibly have maybe a weapon that I'm not using or a trinket that I'm not using in my bank, which is higher level than the one I'm actually using. So let's say I have right now I have an item level 56 weapon. Let's say I had an item 75 weapon, but that would be like dual pistols, which my character is not using. Like essentially right now, my character is using brawling. But if I had like a higher level pistol, I could keep it in my bank, and that would increase my general combat rating, even though I'm not using the weapon. Being in, as soon as you get a piece of gear in your inventory, it will raise your combat rating, whether you use it or not. But the distinction is that your combat rating is what allows you to enter into the missions, but the equipped combat rating is the equipment your character is actually wearing right now. And there is also a third combat rating, which is the PvP combat rating, which, as it says, it's your combat rating when you're wearing PvP gear. So let's see the difference. So essentially, you can see that if I switch to my PvP gear, my combat rating drops to 34. You can see that in the top left corner. You see the left to my name, there's my level 30. But to the right of my elf bar, like essentially between my elf power and that little skull thingy, you can see the little number 34. That's my equipped combat rating. But that is for the PvP, for the PvE uh, wor- um, for the PvE world, or even the PvP open worlds, or sort of. Essentially, the PvP combat rating is only good when you're fighting other players, either in arena or even maybe in the open world. So essentially, if I go into the open world and I fight. Let's say I go into the open world and I start fighting any NPC. It will count as if my combat rating was 34. The reason for that is that all the PvP gear essentially is flagged as an item level 30 uh, for the open world and any missions you can do. But the PvP item level is 86, meaning that when you are fighting other players, then your combat rating, and this, in the case of this character, the combat rating would be 86. Like you can see, the equipped PvP CR is 86 because that's the I'm wearing PvP gear right now. But even the PvP gear, it counts as at least level 30 items in the open world. The reason for that is that they don't want you to equip. Let's say my combat rating was 86 with my PvP gear. Well, I would be able to fight, let's say, level 86 opponents in the open world. Uh, um, Level 86 NPCs in the open world. And the developers don't want that. They don't want you to wear your PvP gear and to do PvE missions. Even though it's the PvP open world, a lot of the missions count as PvE. Like any missions essentially involving NPCs, those count as PvE, even though they are in the PvP open world. So essentially, once you reach level 30, levels levels don't really matter anymore. What matters is your combat rating, and what will change your combat rating is the gear you get. It's that simple. So the better your gear, the higher your combat rating will rise. So you can see right now my equipped combat rating now is back to being 64 because I've equipped my healer gear. And you can see like the item levels of my gear. Like you can see it's item level 52, item level 52, item level 70, item level 60, item level 62. All those will contribute to raising my combat rating. So ideally, if I find a pair of boots that's item level 70, I will replace my boots, obviously. So the as I go as I play the game, I will gather gear, and essentially what you try to do is you try to improve your gear, and the better your gear, the higher your combat rating will be, and the higher your combat rating will be, the higher level missions you are going to be able to do. Because essentially, if you want to do, let's say, tier 1 missions, well, you have to have a combat rating of, you have to be level 30, and you must have a combat rating of 30. But let's say you want to do tier 2 missions, then you must have a combat rating of at least 43 to be able to access those missions. And for tier 3, it's the combat rating is 53. Tier 4, the combat rating is 70. Like you can see right now, my character would not be able to do tier 4 missions because I'm not combat rating 70 yet. Tier 5, it's 84. Tier 6, it's 105. Tier 7, it's 111. And for others, it's even higher. Although in some cases you have, if you look also in the combat in the menu, you have often you will have. Let's go here. Often you will have. I will try to find a better example. There it is. Often you will have like a minimum combat rating and a suggested combat rating. The minimum combat rating means that once you reach level 113 in this case, as soon as you reach level 113, you can enter this mission. But what the developers actually do suggest is that they suggest that you have a combat rating of at least 132. So you could enter at 113. Odds are you probably won't be able to finish the mission unless you're with a really good group. So, but anywhere from 113 up, you can enter the mission. But ideally, if you want to increase your chances of succeeding the mission, you have to be combat rating 132 or in that area. If you're 128, 130, it's fine. But the closer you are to 132, the closer you are to the suggested combat rating. So essentially, in a nutshell, that's pretty much it. So from level 1 to 30, essentially it is a different game. It is you have to just gather experience point, and as you gather experience point, your character will go up in level. Once you reach level 30, experience no longer matter. What matters is the gear you can collect. So you do missions, and you try to either collect better gear or you collect marks to be able to buy better gear. And as your gear improves, your combat rating will rise and you will get access to more missions. So I hope that this made sense. So this was a Flash Fact for today, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.